I played the video again, I realized that the camera didn't really capture the magic that happened. So I'm just gonna focus on it to give you guys, and obviously I wanted to talk a little bit more about um, everything. So basically, the roses turned out really gorgeous. If you guys can see that, this is everything that I did just in the previous video. Just two colors, one brush, and two colors. So what I want to say is, because as I was doing it, obviously I couldn't show I couldn't share everything that I was thinking at that time, because multitasking is not really a strong suit here. What really helps this technique is that you use, if you are in doubt, just use one lighter and one darker color. But if you use black, it's going to give it that definite cross. You can see that the cutthroat look between the petals. And what you have to make sure, what you have to do is that when you're grabbing your brush, you hold it at an angle so the black and the black doesn't cross. So there's always color to be seen between the circle that you are drawing. So that makes it look like there is a darker regress into, if you look at a rose from your cross-sectional view from above, then you know that there is recesses, the darker points where the rose actually, the petals are actually going in, and there's the different distance between the petal, and the lighter one where the petals are sticking out, and that's what you're trying to simulate here on your nail. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is, guys, if you want to know where I got these from, do let me know, because obviously that question is bound to appear. So if you guys really want to know, first attempt, but as in this is the first set of acrylic paints that I have had, so obviously I cannot speak for their quality. But if you want to know still where I got them, although they were cheap, they're not in, this quantity is not enough. There's like half an ounce or even less of that. So not ounce, I've gotten my weight thingy mixed up. So anyways, there's not much of this. The third thing that I want to talk about is, guys, if somebody tells you that this length is not good for your nails, although I said it in the previous video, I did not mean to offend anyone. Guys, this nail length is perfect for someone who's just like me. And if you're not, even if you're not like me, there's nothing wrong with this length. I did not mean to come across as someone who's, disapproving of this. But the thing is, it makes it easier for me to work with hands if I do not have nails, because I have two cats, and if you have to clean their litter, you know how it gets in your nail, how difficult it could be if you are wearing acrylic or fake nails. So there's that, and obviously it makes our work a lot easier if you have longer nails. And by that I mean hour by hour, I mean my work. If I'm working on someone and they have bigger nails, now I have more canvas and it can turn out more beautiful than what I initially hoped it would be. So there's that. And the second thing that I want to talk about is, guys, when you're doing your nail art, not second, I think it's the fourth thing if you guys are keeping tabs. If you are doing your nails, then what matters is your tools besides your product. Your product is good, that's like 50% of the work. I would rather say 40% of the work. The rest of the 60% is this little guy here, because you have to, just like it's called art for a reason, because just like any ordinary art, the better your tools, the better you are at doing your job. And if you're targeting a very small area, which in this case is true, then you need specific tools for it. So I could share a few with you guys. There's one here that I usually just use for a bigger purpose, and sometimes I use to put this nail, although this is made for drawing, but I sometimes put it on my nail, bare nail, just for the look. So I use this to do that. Then there is, obviously, if you're used to use acrylic work, there are these brushes. I completely forgot how to take it out. There are these brushes which you could get again. If you want to ask me where I got them, I would let you know, but normally I'm not, you know, I don't share all that stuff, you know, just to avoid coming across as someone who's trying to sell that. This is for the acrylic powder and monomer if you want to create a 3D look. If you guys want to see something in 3D which I created from scratch, do let me know. But most of the times I use my molds because that is easier, saves time, and let's face it, I basically use these paints in that mold and it does the same job as the acrylic paint and the monomer. If you've worked with the monomer, you'd know that it is so difficult to work with that thing before it hardens. It's like 15 seconds tops that you have to create your mold into a perfect shape. And you have your life-saving dotting tool. This is basically, you could do this technique with a dotting tool too. And yeah, that reminds me, if you want to see that tutorial, do let me know.